Breaking news. Russia goes head-to-head with China, Iran and Syria in war games as NATO troops amass. Russian forces have gone head-to-head with troops from China, Iran and Syria in a series of Olympic-style competitions aimed at strengthening military cooperation. The International Army Games, which was set up by Russia's Ministry of Defense, involves events such as a tank biathlon, an amphibious assault contest and a fighter jet maneuvering tournament. Teams from 32 countries are said to be taking part in the two-week event, including troops from Myanmar, Algeria and Sudan. This year's games come as more than 3,000 NATO troops take part in war games in neighboring Georgia. The International Army Games consists of 28 disciplines which will be hosted over 7 countries. The Russian leg of the tournament saw teams compete in an open water contest which challenged troops to cross the Oka River using pontoons and armored vehicles. But the spurt of event has not been enough to overcome rivalries between some of the competing armies. Israel will face off against its enemy Iran in just a field medicine contest. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said, "Each year we see more teams participating in the games as well as the contests become more complicated. However, the only thing that remains unchanged, the spirit of courage, generosity, comradeship that prevails on the mock battlefields." Russian President Vladimir Putin said the events would strengthen ties between the nations taking part. He said, "I am positive that this competition shall contribute to development of international military and technical cooperation and promotion of military service." As troops from nations considered rivals and enemies of the West take part in the games, NATO soldiers are carrying out a series of war games on Russia's doorstep. More than 3,000 troops from 13 countries, including the UK, are taking part in the Noble Partner drills in Georgia. The drills at Vazhny, outside the capital Tbilisi, include training for offensive and defensive operations as well as live-fire exercises. Noble Partner is an annual event, but this year's drills coincide with Georgia's war with Russia. Georgia's President Georgy Margvelashvili used the start of the 15-day event to condemn Vladimir Putin for continuing to occupy part of his country. Speaking at an opening ceremony said, "Today you are standing on the territory of a country, 20% of which is absolutely illegally occupied by our neighbor Russia.